But as I sat there watching it, Arnold, I couldn't help but think, this was not a fun movie.
Predator Badlands is the newest movie in the Predator franchise, directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who directed Prey and Predator Killer of Killers, and yeah, it's pretty good actually. The movie follows a dirty little ratty nerd predator called Dek, who travels to the ultimate killer planet called Jenner or Kylie Jenner or Bruce Jenner, I don't know. Basically to prove to his dad that he's worthy of the Predator title. Now, when I first saw the trailer for Predator Badlands, I thought, oh no, this is going to be terrible. I mean, the Predator design looks awful, the movie's PG-13, and yeah, the Predator's the good guy now. I mean, what the fuck? Even with more material being released, I wasn't getting any more excited. Even with Trachtenberg back, who I thought did a great job with Prey and Killer of Killers, the film just looked awful, and I couldn't get over my own preconceived notions of what a Predator movie could be. But, like I said, this movie's actually pretty good. Dan Trachtenberg, that name is really going to annoy me. Trachtenberg.
Dan Trachtenberg.
He's not a J.J. Abrams type who will just play in the very limited sandbox. He's actively trying to push this franchise forward, which is a really admirable thing. There is a lot of lore building in this movie, and to be honest, if you'd have told me before watching the movie that I would hear predators speak and it would explore the lore of predator speech, I would have said, please go away, Daniel, you've had too much Predator juice. But the movie just leaves little hints here and there that do flesh out the world and the characters really well and don't overly explain everything. Something that Alien Covenant did really badly, in my opinion.
I'll do the fingering.
The opening of the movie, for example, does a great job of establishing the main character's motivations, and even though it is a little generic, and I'm not gonna lie, getting used to the Predators talking does take quite a while to get used to. The opening 10 minutes really does a great job of establishing the world and the characters, as I said. It even left me feeling a bit emotional, which is quite embarrassing, because I'm looking at an alien with a vagina mouth and getting emotional over it. I think that says more about me than it does the movie, but moving on. However, I have to speak about this. The Predator has the classic Borg problem, in which they have like really advanced technology and cloaking devices, and yet have this weird murder honor system. The strong survive, the weak have to perish. What? And even though the opening is great, as I said before, the design for the lead character Dek is absolute shit. I mean, look at this. What is it? It looks like he should be in a Far East Movement music video.
If I was you, girl.
So Dek is shunned by his father. We get it. I mean, I gotta say, actually, poor form from his dad. I mean, he's only a bit short. I'm not the tallest guy in the world, but I'd be fucked in this society, let me tell you. As I said, Dek, our lead character, he travels to a ultimate death planet in which everything, and I do mean everything, wants to kill you. In fact, there is way too many shots of a big monster getting eaten by an even bigger monster. Like, yeah, Dan, we get it. Predators and Prey. You already did this in Prey 1,000,000 times. Now, on this planet, we are introduced to Elle Fanning's character, Thea? And she's great. She's scrappy, she's got a lot of energy, and she actually is a great contrast to the Predator, who's very stoic and, you know, has a mission to do. Now, it's a great idea to include this character because 90 minutes of the Predator grunting would have probably been quite horrific. Although, I got to say, there's something very strange going on with the translation. So when Theo Walcott talks to the Predator, it's established that it's universal basics. So when Theo's talking to the Predator hears its own language. But there are multiple times when the Predator says an English word to Teo Hernandez. What the fuck? What's going on, Dan? Although there is a gay little monkey in there at some point, so that's cute, I guess. So even though the first 40 minutes are great, the movie does start to sag a little in the middle. The movie sets up this really great, simple premise, and yet the movie then starts to struggle with introducing new elements and new ideas into the plot. Which is a shame because the movie does need those other elements. If it was just the simple premise, the movie would end up being very boring. So it does need those elements. I just wish it introduced them a little less haphazardly. There's an extremely obvious character turn that just doesn't work at all, and some of the motivations are very rushed, and to be honest, it does start feeling a little, maybe the real Predator were the friends we made along the way. But the movie makes up for it with some great action and some great kills, even for a PG-13 movie. Some of the CGI looks a little bit too rubbery as well and lacks a lot of the heft, especially in one scene where there is a one-shot, and I fucking love a one-shot, but the CGI is so all over the place and so rubbery that there's no heft, there's no weight to it, and it's such a shame because they clearly spent a lot of time trying to make this one-shot scene. But I will say I really love that there isn't a load of callbacks to the other Predator movies. specifically the first one, obviously. It really seems like every Predator movie has to have, come on, kill me, do it now, do it! Or, you are one ugly motherfucker. And, you know, then he does the raw, you know, he does the big raw. That first Predator movie is actually pretty good.
Ugly mother.
You are one ugly mother. That's my Arnold Schwarzenegger for you. But this film barely does that. There is one great inverse scene from the first movie. That one's really good, and that's pretty much the only one. Overall, it's a big surprise, to be honest, and it really shows that Dan Trachtenberg is the man to move this franchise forward.
Dan Trachtenberg.
I mean, it's pretty crazy that they gave this huge IP to just some random guy, and he's kind of just gone hog wild with it in like the best way. I mean, it's not perfect, and it does become a nerd's wet dream towards the final battle, which, if you've seen the movie, I'm sure you know what I mean. And it does go on a bit too long, to be honest. But there is some really great action, some really fun sci-fi moments, and some really good characters that you find yourself getting invested into. Overall, I give it a 6 out of 10. I guess I'm doing ratings now. I don't know, it's my second video. Leave me alone. Oh god. Now, you just know that they're going to do some Avengers Endgame crap, where Nari and Dutch and Danny Glover's character all team up to fight some big bad or whatever. Please don't do that. That'd be awful. The last thing I need is a 90-year-old Arnold Schwarzenegger running around fighting a predator.
Yep. You suck.
Thanks for watching. This video is sponsored by that random child in your basement.
OMG, you so sexy. You know you caught my eye with that EOOTD.